Morning, Rob Harrington, cranky old patriot. Well, everybody wants to cry and blather and blah, blah, blah about all the problems our country has, especially being divided and conquered by both political parties who are on the same team. Look at the votes in Congress for the foreign welfare, foreign aid, foreign weapons, for Israel and their genocide and dog raping ways. Guys, isn't that evil? Ask yourself, even if you're a Zio Christian, isn't that evil? Does God want you really to participate in that? Please. Okay, so anyhow, here's some solutions. All right, I got about 20 of them. I've been writing a book on this, but god dang it, every time I get to the third chapter, and it's like, it's like, why am I doing this for you people? Because most of you are stupid anyhow, and you're never going to get it. Start watching my videos. Cranky old patriot, Rob Harrington, YouTube. Just start watching them, and you make your decisions. You make your choices. You do your research. So, okay, back to solutions, okay? First of all, you have to walk away from your Democrat Zionist Party or your Republican Zionist Party. They're both the same, okay? Other than social wedge issues, which are there intently on purpose to divide and conquer you so that you'll never team up and unify. I'm calling to unify all races, all cultures, all colors, all socioeconomic, all genders, even weird genders that don't even exist. I don't care anymore. It's just unify. Get together, people. Fight evil, okay? It's that simple. Fight genocide. Fight baby rapers and pedophiles and dog rapists with animals against prisoners like in Gaza, right? So anyhow, that's the first thing. You got to walk away. Divorce yourself. Second of all, third party is never going to work, okay? They will infiltrate you. And I've been part of watching the Tea Party and the Libertarians and the liberty movements, and they always get hijacked from within because they were set up to hijack to begin with, okay? You don't need to do that. You need to start building cells. 10 people in your cell, and then one connection to or two connections to another cell, and that's how you connect up. And that way you stay from being divided and conquered within your group, because they will send infiltrators. That's what they did every time throughout history. So forget about that. Another thing you can do is you can get online. And when you hear this, but God promised us real estate 3,000 years ago. God is not your realtor. God is not in the real estate business. He's in the soul business, okay? So you're anti-Semitic. No, I'm anti-semantic. I don't believe in playing word games. Semites are Palestinians by DNA and for the most part. They're by DNA and by geographical history. So when they call you an anti-Semite, they're actually saying you're anti-Palestinian. So why do you want to be suckered and played stupid like that? Are you a fool? Are you an idiot? Quit buying into that. But October 7th, there's plenty of evidence that Hamas didn't have Apache helicopters with missiles that could incinerate cars that were containing Israeli citizens. That false flag, they had plenty of warning. Bibi paid for Hamas. It's all out there, okay? Quit being stupid and do your homework. You don't have to listen to me. Do your homework. All I'm doing is bringing up the points for you to connect, the dots to connect. Another thing we got to do is we got to embarrass everybody in Congress. 95% of them, by the votes, voted together on more corporate welfare and military-industrial intelligence complex money for Israel, billions and billions and billions. Why can't we keep that money and fix our country first? Forget about MAGA, Make America Great Again. You were suckered. You guys got co-opted into the Zionist flag, okay? Israel owns our country, and if you don't believe that, you're stupid. Another thing is, I believe the Zionists are trying to promote a civil war, a race and religious civil war in America, so they can come in and divide, conquer, and steal the rest of our resources that they haven't conquered or stolen yet. They're coming. They're here. And if you can't see that, you're stupid. Again, discern, people. Discern. The Bible says discern, think. Okay? So what you do is you get online and you call all these people out, including all these Congress critters who are all bought and paid for, blackmailed by the Zionists, or they're certainly controlled by them. APAC money, bribery money. This is also that your Congress people can get rich on insider trading on the same military, industrial, intelligence stocks, because that's how they're getting rich up there. Just look at APAC Tracker. Just look at, there's websites out there that now show how much money your Congress people are making on what stocks they're trading. It's insider trading, which Congress voted to make legal for them, but not for us. Doesn't that smack of tyranny? Okay, so what else can you do? When you find racists online, ask them if they support Zionism. A true Zionist will say, oh, the Jews are bad, the Jews are this, because they're trying to create the race war environment, right? So what you do is you screw with them, and you tell them, you smack like an IDF disinformation agent. Are you a PSYOP agent? Do you support Zionism, yes or no? They normally shut up and go away because it fries their brain to actually have to admit that they're anti-Zionist when at their very core, they're racist. They're racially, they think they're better than everybody. They're supremacists, and that is a no-go. America is not a racist country. I don't believe that. I think racism went out of fat a long time ago, and there's individual instances of it, accidental sometimes, but if you're of another color, you just got to understand this is history, and you got to who owned all the slave ships? Zionists? It wasn't old white guys running around Europe capturing black people in Africa, in the jungles. It was black people capturing those and selling them to the European Zionists, okay? And if you look at the history of Zionism and banking and usury laws, usury was against the law for Catholics and for Muslims. Well, the Zionist bankers were granted a special licensing to do banking, to promote coin clipping, steal parts of your gold as they were holding it for you, to manipulate markets, to lend money at usurious rates for kings and queens to fight more wars, to steal more gold and silver from their other European counterparts. Guys, it's coming together now. It's coming together. So should you as a people. Unite. Fight this evil force. Fight them. Stand up. Make your speech heard. Screw with Zionists every chance you get online. And remember, every time they try to argue with you, they look more stupid and more deceptive and more evil. And they help recruit more people to being against Zionism, okay? But let's get rid of all the Republican and Democrat Zionists. If they took AIPAC money, they're done. There is no atonement for that sin. There is no, I'll give the money back. No, they're not. They're going to take it from another Zionist in another pocket. So just get rid of them. Vote them all out. Bring in independence. Bring in people that are avowedly against Zionism. Okay? That's the problem of our country. That's where the civil race and religious war is going to come in this country, the civil war that's coming. That's what they're doing in Europe. They're destroying them as well, basically so they can just finish their final coup d'etat. Are you going to let that happen? Are you a patriot or are you a traitor? Step up. Ugh.